its lyrics are simple and the tune is catchy and it's very infectious, as you could see when the kids started singing in that video. It was often reported to be written for children in the 1920s by Harry Dixon Lowes, but he never took credit for it. And the Moody Bible Institute, where he worked, said that he did not write it. It really originated as a gospel song and gained popularity through the 1930s as such. By at least 1933, the song was well known across African American churches, and it was mentioned in newspapers as being sung by a chorus at an African Methodist Episcopal conference in Helena, Montana, of all places. It was mentioned at various other church gatherings throughout the country during that year. And in June of 1934, John and Alan Lomax recorded the earliest known recording of the song when they recorded Jim Boyd singing it at in Jacksonville, Texas, singing it at the state penitentiary in Huntsville, Texas. Other recordings were then made as time went by in various forms, and later it was adapted by Zilphia Horton, who was an activist in the civil rights movement, and it's been popular with the civil rights movement ever since. Well, some people claim the song takes its theme from some remarks made by Jesus to his followers. And in Matthew 5:14-16, those remarks say, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it gives light unto all that are in the house. Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works." Given that the source of the song remains unknown and God and Jesus are not mentioned anywhere in the words, it's equally possible that the song reflects a global longing to be seen as a good person trying to make the world a better place, which is a good idea. It's as good an idea as any that I can think of, as it has remained an inspirational song of the light within all creation, inspiring joy, hope, and freedom all around the world to this day. So as I mentioned, inner light is a central concept of many sacred scriptures. The Quran, the Muslim spiritual text, states, "If you found darkness in your heart after you made a mistake, know that in your heart there is a light." And from the Dalai Lama, inner darkness, which we call ignorance, is the root of suffering. The more inner light that comes, the more darkness will diminish. This is the only way to achieve salvation or nirvana. And from the Bhagavad Gita, my favorite, "As sunlight maintains the entire universe, so the light of the soul maintains this material body." Now, inner light is also a central concept of religious science. Ernest Holmes, our founder of religious science, defines light in the Science of Mind textbook this way: "In flashes of illumination, the inspired have seen into the very center of reality and have brought back with them a distinct impression of what they had seen and felt. A glimpse of this reality illuminates the whole being with a flood of light. Every mystic has had this experience. Jesus was the greatest of all mystics, and once, at least, after a period of illumination, his face was so bright that his followers could not look upon it. In moments of deepest realization, the great mystics have sensed that one life flows through all, and that all are some part of that life. They have also seen a substance, a fine, white, brilliant stuff, forever falling into everything, a substance indestructible and eternal. At times, the realization has been so complete that they have actually been blinded by the light. Light was the first great revelation of divine creative energy that called all living things into being. As we read, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." There is healing light in the rays of the sun, which we term a physical light. There's a healing power in wonderful high-powered lamps. But how much greater is the healing power which Jesus recognized in himself and in others when he said, "I am the light of the world. I have set you to be a light. You shine as lights in the world." Light stands for the radiation of pure spirit, casting its rays through humans by incarnation. There is absolute light as well as perfect life at the center of everyone's being. Well, there you have it. Dr. Holmes states there is absolute light as well as perfect life at the center of everyone's being. As emanations of the divine, the light of the universe, that divine essence of light exists in spiritual form at the very center of our being and is manifest in our body through the presence of photons. Now, whether we detect them or not, photons, as we know from physical science, are little light-emitting particles in all molecules. We are all light-emitting creations. So the question is this: are we conscious of the light within us? And are we fully connected to our power source? You know, I have this little flashlight that I've had for 14 years now, and when I take it with me in the morning when I walk my dog and it's dark outside. And it's a little older, so every so often the batteries inside get a little out of whack, and it either doesn't shine at all or it gets very dim. Well, now all it needs is a whack on a hard surface to get those connected and shining brightly again. I don't think any of us would choose that method of improving our connection to the light, getting whacked on a hard surface, but it works for the flashlight. Sometimes we get a little off kilter too because of things we have been taught, things that we have been told, things that make us feel less than others, not good enough, or not whatever it may be that dims our light. Sometimes it's worry or fear or feelings of lack that spring up when we look at our bank accounts. And in our fearfulness, we forget to turn to that inner light for the infinite light that is always there to illuminate our life. So here's the great news. You don't need that whack on a hard surface to firm your connection. Nope, nope, nope. As creations of the light, it's as simple as turning our attention to our inner being. And we have lots of tools to assist us in enlightening ourselves. There's affirmative prayer and meditation, affirmations, contemplation, journaling, and visualization, among many. Now, sometimes when things are very difficult, we can get caught up in feeling our life is dark and dreary. And it is especially easy to do so during the holiday season, and even more so right now since we are physically distanced from family and friends for health and safety. So we can't have normal holidays like we've experienced before. Sometimes it is hard to remember who we really are and see that light. Well, there's more good news for you. There are licensed practitioners in our center who are taught ways to always see the inner light in everyone, ways to support and guide you through the darkness. And you can reach out to us on the center website for prayer assistance. There are phone numbers to call if you want to spend more time with someone. And of course, Reverend Stephen and myself, we are always available by phone, text, and email. Everyone is always ready to support our family, our spiritual family, through great times and more challenging ones. This is the season of light, a time in the darkness of winter when we celebrate the light within that was assured in all the sacred scripture. We are beacons on the hilltops of our everyday experiences. As we walk in the light, we illumine our paths and others. And as we let our light shine with something as simple as a smile, a hello, a phone call, or a text just to connect and spread love, it gives encouragement for others to recognize their light, connect with it, and illuminate their lives also. And just remember that the smallest candle can light an entire room. So I want to leave you with this affirmation for the week. I'm going to type it into the chat room right now so you can see it. Now let's see, how does this work now? I'm in two different places because of what we're doing here. So this is the affirmation. I'm going to say it while I'm typing it. I joyously walk in the light. I let, my consciousness is illumined. I let my light shine. So I'm going to release that now, and you'll be able to see it on the screen, and let's say it together. I joyously walk in the light. My consciousness is illumined, and I let my light shine. And so I invite you to just let that little light of yours shine. And as you go through the days to come, remember that little tune. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And so it is. And so I'd just like to offer a prayer right now, as is our custom. So if you'll just join me in knowing that we are all the light, that we are the lights that are the beacons on the hill, that infinite light that is the power and presence of all creation is everywhere, all the time. Whether we feel it, know it, or see it, it is always in us, as us, and through us. It is us. And so in this moment, I speak a word of that light shining through all the darkness, a word of the light shining in hope as we have a new vaccine, a light shining that shines so brightly in all the workers who are at the very edge of caring for people with COVID, for all the first responders, for all the people who are everywhere, who are helping and assisting others who have need. I speak a word of light, for I know that in their hearts, they are the lights of the world. And I know that every action that they take illuminates everything around them and makes the way of others easier. And for anyone who has asked for a prayer anywhere, I speak a word of light and love and peace and ease in this time, knowing that it is so. And so for now, I just bless this time. I bless each and every being here. And I give great, great thanks. And I just release this word into the law that always says yes, and so it is. And now it's time for our prosperity affirmation. I just want to thank everyone who has kept our center going with generosity and all of the prosperity that has been shared over these months during the time that we have been closed. And so it's been a true demonstration of the abundance of the divine in everyone's life as the divine flow continued to move through everyone, through our center, and back out into the world as we shared with everyone. So I just give great thanks for that. Let's see here. I'm putting in the prosperity affirmation so you can see it. So I just invite you to take your gift in your hands, and you can go find the button on the website or in the e-news or write a check or whatever you want to do. And just now, just in spirit, place that wonderful offering over your heart and bless it. And then you can say with me, the light within me shines as I share my abundance with love and joy. And so it is. So I just bless these gifts. I know that from the love of pure spirit, they have been given through the light of the hearts of all of the beings who are so generous in that light of spirit. So it is. So I'd like to do our inclusivity reading now. Nancy's got the candle burning for us there. And we symbolically lit that candle early for the message about the light within. And now it is the symbol of light that I speak of in our inclusion ceremony here. And I just want to give a thanks to Reverend Leslie Goodwin and Reverend Karen Lewis at New Vision Center in Phoenix. They created this particular ceremony. So we acknowledge that all people, all sentient beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. And we honor and acknowledge you wherever you are on your spiritual journey. This candle is lit as a symbol for all who feel isolated. We stand with you and know the presence of the One is active in your life. This candle is for all who feel silenced. We stand with you and know that openness is here for you. This candle is for all who feel rejected. We stand with you and know that divine acceptance is your truth. This candle is for all who feel unloved. We stand with you and know that compassion surrounds you. This candle is for all who feel in lack. We stand with you and know the truth of abundance in your life. This candle is for all who feel afraid. We stand with you and know the peace that passes all understanding is with you now. This candle is for all who feel lost. We stand with you and know that wisdom guides and leads you to where you are meant to be. So as this candle is lit before you, I just want you to allow someone to come to your mind whom you would like to bless. And when that person, that being, is with you in your mind, I want you to bring yourself into that blessing. And just for a moment, know without a doubt that your love and light heals and comforts. And so it is. And now, as is our custom, we're going to do our little benediction thing where we put our hands over our hearts and we fill that. We just allow that light that is in the center of our very being to come bubbling up, flowing and illuminating everything from our heart center, illuminating our hands as we put them out before us and allowing that light to just fill our hands, just overflowing. Light shower, light fountain, just endless, eternal. And as we bring our hands together, we rub them 1, 2, and 3, and whoosh. Oh, and we just let that light shine out into our homes, into our neighborhoods, into our community, out across the country, around the globe, and out into the cosmos and beyond the beyond. And so it is.